Okay, the next property is properties of exponent is the zero rule. Any non-zero number, meaning any non-zero base number, the base could be a numerical value or variable, raised to the power of 0, either of those, the answer will be 1. And let me show you, explain why with an example. So if you have 8 to the 0, how we come up with that is 8 squared divided by 8 squared. You use the properties of exponent that says you rewrite it as 8, the numerator subtract the denominator, 2 subtract 2 is 0. But look at it intuitively. 8 squared is 64 divided by 64. 64 divided by 64 is 1. So even though it's weird to look at, anytime you have a non-zero, did I say, yeah, a non-zero value to the 0 power, even if there's 500 things in here, to the 0 power is going to equal 1, because all of those things just mean that they will be originally divided by themselves, and then you apply the quotient rule to simplify to be a value to the 0 power, which is equal to 1. So let me cover that up, and let's look at the numerical example. So 3 squared to the 0 power, well, 2 times 0 is 0. 3 to the 0 is 1. There's definitely going to be a theme here. 4 to the 0 is 0. Remember, when you raise a power to a power, you multiply? That means n to the 0. And in this case, you're usually told ahead of time that variables cannot be equal to 0. So you're usually given that information ahead of time, because some of you very clever people could say, yeah, well, what happens if n is 0? Then we don't know that the answer is 1. That's true. So in high school algebra and pre-calculus and algebra 2 and calculus, you can assume that when you have these expressions, the variable is not equal to 0. And so, yep, you'd write it just like that. Well, I mean, that would be the original example, is n over 4, divide n over 4 is rewritten as n to the 4 subtract 4, which is n is equal to 0, which is 1. All right, that's it for the 0 rule.